What do you do for scent control?
Scent control? So my scent control would be play the wind.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
100%.
100%. I mean, if that's the number one thing with any setup, with any hunt, with anything. I mean, a whitetail, you cannot beat a whitetail's nose. In my opinion, you cannot beat it. All the scent lock, all the ozonics in the world. I mean, in a vacuum, ozonics would be great, I think. And I know guys who use it a lot and have success with it because it does mask a little scent or whatever, but I've always been a...
But there's so much extra effort there for...
Yeah, I like to stay as light as possible, stay as minimal as possible. And if you play the wind right, you shouldn't have to worry about an ozonic.
So do you hunt on field edges a decent amount? Because one of the things I always find is like in a transition type area, you can play the wind great. Deer pass by, as long as there wasn't some kind of swirling wind there, you're great. But it seems like on those field edge setups, when you're going to have a lot of like does and yearling bucks coming out the first couple hours, it's almost like, at least in the areas that I hunt, it just seems like it's almost impossible to sit there for an hour with does in the field without just getting that little swirl, you know what I mean? And
well, it honestly, it depends on, and that, there again,
because I'm looking around at the terrain here and I'm like, how do they not get swirling winds here? Like,
there's plenty of swirling winds here, but it all comes down to, again, the situation you're in, what field edge. So yes, I do hunt field edges, to answer the first question, but and a lot of people, I think they mistake playing the wind for having some magical wind where you're not going to get busted by any deer.
Yeah.
Well, it's like setting up a stand. You're never going to get all the trails.
Yeah.
You never will. Get as many as you can get.
You're always going to have that buck that skirts around the edge.
No,
or whatever.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you need to pick the right trails.
I'm just saying you have that when you're setting up a stand, you have that anxiety that's like, oh, he's gonna skirt me right up there. I gotta. Well, now he's gonna get me over there. You know what I mean? There's that.
I don't get that anxiety.
I get that.
Oh yes, yeah.
I think a lot of guys get that.
Yeah. See, and that's where you need to be more confident and decisive on what spot you're picking. Now, when you talk about a field edge, there's such a big. There's some field edge spots that I don't hunt because I can't get a win, like you said. Now, there's an abundance of deer coming out at all different areas of this one section of the field. You can't, and there's spots that sometimes you can't. I mean, to play the wind efficiently, you can't hunt. Or I mean,
so how do you figure that out? A couple hunts,
how do you figure that?
How would you make that decision? It's like you go in there and try it, and it's like, well,
no. Well, you can. Yeah, sometimes that's the worst case. You go in there and you get just cracked all night, and but so you either try it, but so with that area, or let's just give an example because it's so hard. Like I said, it's so situational. If you got let's say you got this giant field, and all the deer are typically coming out in one area, but there's 15 trails. It's so hard to say because you have to scout the particular area, and by scouting it, you're gonna know. I mean, and seeing what the deer do. Maybe you do an observation, but I feel like I'm going in circles because I can't give an answer to a specific. Like if it was like, hey, how do I hunt this spot? This is what they're doing. I'd be like, oh, well, you can't because if this is what they're doing, you can't get a win for that.
Yeah.
But like I can't think of something off my head if that makes sense right now.
I'm saying, so say you have like a 10-acre field.
Yeah.
Right. There's deer coming out from all sides of the sucker. Can you hunt a field like that? I mean,
that's when you look at it and you say, okay, well, where's the deer I want to kill coming out? And then
how do you figure that out?
And you hunt that.
Say we're going to Illinois, right? We got a 300-acre farm there.
Mm-hmm.
Never stepped foot on it before. And you've had situations like this, like you tag out somewhere else, and it's like, well, I need somewhere else to hunt. Through connections, like you get something, you go out there, and you don't have any intel, and you got a week or however long. Like, what's the first step there?
Scout. Go check it out, man. I mean, you got look around, find the best sign, and get on it. I mean, see that's a whole different scenario. Now you're not on the farm. You don't know anything. You got to pound the ground, man. You got to figure out where those deer are. So get out there, look for sign, hunt the best sign.